was just an actual red flag. Defending.
I think it's like.
Now, Simon Jordan's comments are very disappointing. They're very disappointing. They're very disappointing. You know, again, it's exhausting being a football lover and obviously seeing what's happening to young black boys out there, you know, whether it's just downright racism like Vinicius Jr. and there's several other incidences. It's disappointing to hear Simon Jordan's comments regarding Bukayo Saka, because just as dangerous as, you know, downright, outright racist comments, it's the unconscious bias, it's the racial undertones, it's comments like that that go unchecked. And they're never going to be checked. We all know the platform that he works for. We all know their audience. We all know that outrage fuels views. It was disappointing. Very, very, very disappointing, especially when he referred to the Raheem Sterling route. Now, for evident reasons, this Raheem Sterling rhetoric is dangerous. You know, he said Saka is going to go down the Raheem Sterling route. Multiple Premier League winner, 80-odd caps for England. Been in the game at a professional level from 16, 17 years of age, played for City, played for Liverpool, you know, played a starring role for his country, used his money to get grants for kids from disadvantaged backgrounds, invest in his family, invest in himself, provide a number of investments that will secure wealth away from football. So he's a businessman, a pioneer, a philanthropist, a bloody good footballer, and doing all those things. Premier League 100 club. I hope Saka goes down that route. As dangerous as the downright derogatory terms are these racial undertones, because they go unchecked. We all know, unfortunately, people that look like Saka or people that care about how Saka is being treated, or people that might not look like that but empathize with Saka and can see these dangerous undertones, they're not in prominent positions. It's these comments that go unchecked. Ironically, if Saka doesn't play good on a football pitch, there's question marks. If a manager doesn't manage, there's question marks. If a referee makes comments, there's question marks. When you're on a platform like Talkshy and you come out with those comments where, let's be honest, your target audience is not those that have the sympathy or the empathy or the ability to comprehend why these comments are dangerous. You know, these comments are as dangerous, and I don't even think Simon knows what he's doing, or does he? These comments are as dangerous as the racial undertones, the unconscious bias, the, you know, continuously, you know, referring to players that, you know, by all means, if they've got physical quality, they've got physical quality, focusing on their physical qualities rather than their technical abilities. Yaya Toure, Patrick Vieira will be here again. You know, it's disappointing because this Raheem Sterling route is a myth. It's an absolute myth. The same Raheem Sterling that had Piers Morgan and Gary Neville, two idiots who came out talking a lot of nonsense about him, groveling and saying, sorry, Gary Neville for how he didn't console Sterling during England duty, Piers Morgan for just shutting his mouth and now seeing what's going on. What are we talking about? If, you know, again, there's legit in isolation. You could say, you know, big money for any player. There's question marks over it. And again, Saka's going to have to dislodge them. But allegedly, he's had this contract in place since February. Why has he not let that deter him? Sure, and him along with the rest of the Arsenal players ultimately have bottled the end of the season. You know, he's kept it going. Why wasn't this said about Saka when he signed his last contract as a young man on 40 bags? What is this Raheem Sterling pathway? Say what you mean and mean what you say. Of course, money can corrupt any character. But when you hear Saka, you know, the talking's on the football field. Since Saka's been exposed to that first team, he gets better and better. When you hear him speak, he speaks about Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, how he looks at him as a model. He speaks about how he wants to fulfill his sporting ambitions, how he wants to fulfill his potential, how he needs to keep his foot on the ground, how he feels he hasn't really got anywhere. So that is someone focused on their job in any walk of life, regardless of the money. You know, he's someone focused on being the best you could be. Once again, you know, was this said about Haaland? Clearly Haaland's a better player than Saka, but was this said about a young Haaland who's a young man? But, you know, is he a teenager in his early 20s? One of them on big money. Is this said about Foden, where rightly so he deserves his money? Contracts are being spent out all the time on Foden. Was that said about him? No. So what is this Raheem Sterling route? And even if Raheem Sterling was a bad boy and was all of this, why is it that there's one black male is the example of all of them? It's ridiculous and it's absolutely stupid, if I'm completely honest with you. You know, again, it's these comments that stink, that go unchecked. You know, again, controversy brings views. They thrive off that. It's absolute nonsense and it's disappointing. It's disappointing to see in isolation the Vinicius Jr. stuff this week. It's disappointing to see Saka, but we'll be here again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Fortunately, you know, Arteta, Edu, Bukayo Saka, they're the opinions that matters. They've given him the deal. Everybody's allowed the opinion, but stop talking out your arsehole. And you would think someone that's been through what Simon Jordan, someone that's flipping come from, I know it's a long way away, but Thornton Heath, you should know how it gets, really and truly. It doesn't make sense, really. It really doesn't make sense. And it's not surprising, but it's disappointing, really. And again, for me, it's the unconscious bias. There's damn right racist comments. There's ones with racial undertones, and it's the unconscious bias. These comments are dangerous. Where did you get that? As you see with Raheem Sterling, you throw enough mud at someone, it starts sticking and it starts becoming a thing. And let's be honest, you're a businessman. You know, if we isolate Saka's contract for 1 second now, I hate to refer to football as a business, but you know, it's like a music label. A music label isn't going to give, in principle, someone £1 million contract if they're not making 10 of them. You know, let's be honest, with Bukayo Saka's contract for however much it is, which will be heavily incentivized and things like that, Arsenal are not going to give him that if they're not going to make more of him. Either what he does on a sporting front, using his images, obviously achieving sporting success, etc., etc. I'm not one to react to the talk shites and things of this world because controversy brings views, but there was a burning desire to just share my 2 pence, and it's disappointing. Saka, keep your head up. You know, Simon Jordan, get used to it. Black players are getting paid money now, really and truly. You're going to have to get used to it and shove it, really, where the sun don't shine. Furthermore, suck your mum. But on that note, people, smash the like button. Let me know how you think. Saka keep shining. All you black players and ethnic minorities keep shining. And everybody just keep shining, really and truly, regardless of your skin color, all of these sort of things. You know, he deserves every penny he gets. He didn't put a gun to no one's head to take that money. He's achieved that, and that's become a talking point. Because of what he's doing on the sporting front. Allegedly, the Ornsteins, the Romanos, etc. on this world have said Saka is going to get this this contract was agreed in Feb. Them times there, Arsenal's flying high. Saka is our number 7 off the back of last season, and since he's been exposed to the first team, we're fighting for the title at them times there. Why wouldn't he drop off then? Why wouldn't he drop off then? It's not making sense. In isolation, it's a legitimate conversation to have about the wages Saka get, about Arsenal handing out big contracts. But again, the Raheem, it's all dislodged with that because you mentioned Raheem Sterling, which makes no sense, really. You know, the same Raheem Sterling that's out there, Brendan Rodgers is leaking stuff to the press about when he's Liverpool manager, which is a fact. Go and ask people within football, they'll tell you. It's nonsense, but we'll be here again and again and again. We'll be here tomorrow about something disappointing, but not surprising. On that note, people, I'm out.
So there's always just that active red light, defending.
I think it's like